So
That's a
most
good
of the
idea.
people, they are kind of hesitant when when they are asked to talk to strangers and the people they don't know, or sometimes with their seniors. So what's your reason? Like you are not hesitant at all. What's your secret?
Yeah.
Little bit introduction about yourself since we are talking for the first time.
Okay. I am joining you from Mumbai, Maharashtra. My name is Kavita DIWAKAR. I have a YouTube channel, and for my YouTube purpose, I have joined various platforms like
Okay.
Clapping Go, Cambly, English Talkie, and I'm exploring all such platforms by joining tutors and talking to all of them. So this is one of it.
All right, that's amazing. So, are you quite popular? Because I'm not aware about that,
I would say
this stuff.
I have 4,000 subscribers. So with this, you would
Oh, that's a lot.
consider me a tiny YouTuber or a popular 3,800 subscribers. 200 more to go for 4,000. So yes, this is, and I've been working on YouTube for a year now. So it's been a year I'm working
Oh,
there, and I have recorded session with Megha Sharma ma'am before you on
hmm.
English Talk. So by the way,
All
is this
right.
name pronounced as English Talkie or Eng Talkie? Because it is
You're supposed to
ENGTALKI,
say English talking. I guess they just,
English Talkie.
picked up the short form, but that's how
Mm-hmm.
I call it, English talking.
Oh, English Talkie. Okay, okay.
Anyways,
May I
so
know
welcome to
something
this
about you?
platform. Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you, sir.
So I'm Yogesh. I'm from Haryana, but right now I'm in Rajasthan, Mount Abu. I am here for my vacations, but things turned somehow weird, and I'm stuck here for next few months.
Okay,
And I'm a computer
okay,
science graduate, but right now I'm preparing for my
okay,
master's entrance exam and working as a
okay,
part-time tutor here.
okay. So here you don't work full time. You work here only for part time for few hours.
Yeah, I wish I could work full time, but there are things I'm supposed to do, like managing the studies and other stuff. You can't
I
really
can
work full time
understand.
when you are with your family.
Yes, right. I have completed my master's already
Oh,
in
really?
organic chemistry.
That's
Yeah, in the year 2020. Since then,
okay.
I'm
That's the
working
subject I hated most in my college days.
chemistry. Chemistry,
Yeah, of course. Like the organic part only. Because there
organic.
are too many structures and the conversions and
Yes,
all stuff. That thing gave
yes,
me
yes.
nightmares.
And I feel organic was the only part in chemistry that interested me. So I was searching for organic stream only during my master's, and I refused to get into physical, inorganic chemistry because in physical we have more of numericals and
Yeah.
so much to learn. And in inorganic, I feel everything is to learn. But organic is something wherein you
Right.
have to just be familiar with the mechanism, and you can sometimes even
Right.
predict how the mechanism will proceed further. So that became easier for me during my master's to complete.
Yeah. So I could say I was pretty bad with my prediction skills.
Okay.
Anyways,
No, it's not
I'm
that
fine with
way.
my own subjects.
we
Yeah.
we actually don't pay much attention towards the thing, and something which interests us, if we start working on that a little more, we automatically develop
Mm.
interest and skills also related to that. But if we start hating from the beginning, since
Yeah.
some of our English learners, they feel that English is very tough and it's difficult to speak. So some people, when they keep saying this all the time, it really becomes difficult for them.
Right. You know what? It's not like I didn't try. I tried. I gave my best. You won't believe, actually, I studied for like weeks. I tried to understand how things are working here, but at the end of the day, it was like, no, it's not my cup of tea. So
Okay.
I just changed my subject, and the only subject in which I liked in my 12th, it was computer science. I loved it, and that was the
Okay.
only option for me. So I just went with that, and yeah, that's how things turned out.
And if you are confessing everything, let me also confess that my technical skills are very bad. Very bad. And I have never kept myself engrossed in that, because the moment somebody says that you have to sit in front of computer for long stretching hours for
Right.
maybe 9 to 10 hours, the way I am working as a content writer now. So I have to sit near my laptop for almost 6-7 hours every day. But that too, you won't believe that I take frequent breaks. I take so many breaks. I get up from my place, I go out, and then I come back and sit because I can't be steady at a place. It doesn't fascinate me and doesn't interest me at all. But still working on that.
This thing is pretty common, especially if you are working in the IT sector. You have to give long hours, and 8 to 9 hours,
Yes.
it's just like no. And most of the time,
No.
it's 12 hours, more than 12 hours. If you are working from home, they just
Okay.
consider you are literally enjoying a vacation. So you are supposed to work more. So working from office is the better thing. And that was one of the reasons I left my job when I was working in MNC. There were only two reasons, like the long screen time. It was really affecting my eyesight. And
Right.
I was the kind of the guy, like I loved programming. I could do it for 2 hours, 3 hours. Like, okay, that's something I can do. But if you ask me to
Okay.
do the same thing every single day for more than 8 hours, I will go crazy. I was like, no, not at
Okay.
all. I can do this work, but not for that much long. So better to switch for something else.
So what's your plan now?
Well, I really like teaching. So earlier
Okay.
it was more like an hobby. I used to teach kids in my neighborhood, and it wasn't anything professional. Like I wasn't doing it that for money that time. I was just, playing around, and I thought like, let's give it a try. I appeared for my state teaching eligibility test. So we have HTET in
Okay.
Haryana.
CET. Yes, yes. It.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I qualified that, and I thought, okay. Actually, I gave two exams. One was the GATE, and the other was STET.
Oh,
I qualified the STET one,
okay.
so I guess I will go with the teaching.
Okay, okay. So being the computer science graduate and working in MNC, you realized that you're not made for it, and now you are completely changing your field into teaching. That's a kind of inspiration for people that we can change and
You
shuffle
could say
ourselves
that.
anytime. Right. Very nice.
Yeah, right.
Got to hear
But
something new today.
I'm still stuck with my original subject. I qualified as CS teacher, so that's level 3. So,
Yes.
I'm not doing something different from my line. I'm still there. And
Hmm.
teaching English,
But
it's
rather than sitting at a
yeah,
place for 9 to 10 hours and giving productivity based on targeted jobs. I'm not talking about salary wise, salary and
exactly.
pay hike is compared to softwares and when you compare to teaching, but something that we live for should be done.
Yeah. That's the easy thing. If it wasn't easy, I wouldn't have done that.
Right,
I will choose
right.
the easy stuff. That's how I am. So,
But it's
anyways,
not that. There are
we,
many people appearing for
yeah,
TET. There are so
I'm
many
sorry.
people who appear for TET. I don't think that everybody qualifies it.
Well, you could say it's easier than a lot of government's exams we have right now.
Okay.
So in
Hmm.
my state,
That.
it's considered the easiest exam. Like there is no negative marking, and maybe I was kind of lucky. Like I didn't prepare well. I didn't give my full. I just prepared for
Okay.
15 to 20 days. And because
Oh.
I studied for my GATE exam, so that was the major portion. They had 70% of questions from that area. So I
Hmm.
somehow qualified it. It was quite unpredictable. I wasn't really going for that. I thought, okay, let's take a
Okay.
try. We will give
Okay.
it, and we will see whatever happens. We will see it later. So that's how things
Unintentionally
turn out.
cracked an exam.
Yeah, but I failed in GATE, so I can't really say that I'm kind of intelligent person. Although I gave my best.
Yeah, uh, you are
All
you are
right.
actually multitasking people, those who do various jobs and stay focused simultaneously at different positions. They are kind of intelligent people, I feel, because they are able to manage so many tasks at a time and remembering everything at the same time and never getting delayed with any of your tasks. It's a kind of an achievement for such people, like the way you are doing. You prepared for 2 exams, you cracked both of them, you're taking coaching here, and you want to continue full time this everything.
Yeah. There is a saying related to that. Like you could say, the jack of all trades, ace of none. Do
Please
you,
repeat. I have heard it first time.
okay,
The jack.
so I'm not sure. It's not an Indian saying. I was reading some Chinese manhwa, so I
Okay.
heard it from there. Whether it should be regarding the topic or it should be regarding something about you. Let me
Anything.
talk about
I
your
am
hobby.
comfortable
So,
talking.
do you have any hobby?
Yeah.
Anything which you will
The what?
really like
The
to do in
things
your
which
free
I am.
time?
Yes, I like talking. This is why I join
Wow.
various platforms to talk to tutors because people here do not have enough time to talk, so I pay and talk.
All right. So
Not
most
good
of the
idea.
people they are kind of hesitant when they are asked to talk to strangers and the people they don't know, or sometimes with their seniors. So what's your reason? Like you are not hesitant at all. What's your secret?
Yeah. The secret is I never feel, everything comes with the thought, your process of
Hmm.
thought. Because the moment you talk to somebody, and if your inner thought is asking you to be hesitant, you will talk to yourself and say, oh, I'm meeting this teacher for the first time. May God bless me. I shouldn't speak anything wrong in front of him. So they feel within themselves, and this is what happens to them. But
Right.
when I come and talk to somebody, stranger, I feel this person has to be my friend. Now I will take this person as my friend, whether whatever I have to do, but he has to be my friend. If the other person is not responding me in a kind word or in a polite manner, then I feel a bit bad that I was so humble to this person. He was acting so much, or maybe I don't know what kind of
Right.
attitude he had, but I'll
Right.
talk that later. But in front of him, I'll pour my heart and I'll try to make him my friend anyway. So that is what I prefer doing with every person. And I feel I never
That's a
feel
nice
like I am
strategy.
talking to somebody first time. I never feel that I'm
Yeah,
talking first
that's
time.
how exactly I feel right now. Like we already knew each other, and you're quite frank, and that's a good thing. That's a good quality of yours. I really like it. Well, anyways, it's time to wrap it up. So before I give you a little feedback, would you do you have any questions for me? Anything at all?
No, I don't have question. I have feedback which I would like to give. English
All
talking that
right.
I have joined two tutors up till now. I'm sorry, I don't know if she is watching that she was also very kind because the time was up. I
All
couldn't see
right.
her. And the same feedback to you that you're very kind of friendly person. I did not feel like I'm talking to a tutor. I felt like somebody of my age has just completed his education, is trying to help me out with his career and whatever he has
Thank you
done in
very
his
much.
life. Did not feel like you are a teacher here and so you are quite respected or like that. Nothing felt like that. So I enjoyed talking to you very much.
Oh, thank you.
That is
You know what? I'm yet to become a professional teacher. Maybe next year I will become, but until that time comes, I'm still a tutor. There is a difference between a professional teacher and a tutor. Like those sort of guys, they are quite
I don't believe.
qualified. Oh, really? But you do need some sort of certifications to prove that. You can't really, go anywhere and start teaching. People will ask you about your skills, and nowadays in our country, we already know the paper they carry that carries more weightage than your skills in most of the departments. So, well, what we can do?
But I feel that is only required when you enter into an institution where you get
Right.
selected for a position where you have to compete with your colleagues. Only then it is required. But rest when you come into the profession, whether you have skills of that certificate, skill is more important. Certification is not
Right.
that important while building that connectivity with your audience or being able to teach them appropriately. Students don't
Right.
see that my teacher has this certificate. They see how well you treat them. That's the most important thing.
Exactly. I do agree with you. Well, anyways, as for the feedback, well, you're already good enough. I don't really have a feedback for you, but the only thing I can suggest you is, just try to learn a little bit about the word stress thing. Like in this language, I'm sure you are familiar with the other language too. Like when do we say things, we emphasize on certain words. For example, if I'm
Okay.
talking about like I have to write a letter, So we do put a little stress on the word right. The word, the thing,
Right.
anything like it's more like when you are saying a sentence, there will be a content part and there will be the rest of the grammatical part. And
Right.
most of the time, when you are speaking in the flow, you emphasize on the content part. So
Right.
that's what you can include in your conversation skills, and that's
To
the
make
only
it
thing I
more in.
right,
Okay. Okay.
right.
To move it.
It will sound more natural. Like, we already know this language. We Indians, we are pretty familiar with this language. But what we like is, to act natural. So
Right. Yes.
it's more like the language. Well, that's something you can learn from anywhere. The sort of things like word stress, the grammar, and the phrasal verbs, those things act like a decoration. You can literally decorate your language,
Yes.
and it will sound beautiful. So
I'm
that's my
working on
advice
that.
for you. Yeah.
I'm working
Okay.
on that. Maybe a year later, when I book another session with you, and a year later you come across me and you see that Kavita, you have changed completely. Okay.
Okay. Well,
So with this,
I
with
will
this
be
thought, I'll take a
expecting,
leave.
sooner than a year.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay.
that's the best way. Like, you do practice with the people, whatever you learn, bring that thing into the practice, and that's how you learn this language.
Right. Yes. Yes. Agree.
So I guess that's enough for today.
Okay.
And
Thank you
I hope you enjoyed the session.
very much. Very much. I really
Well,
enjoyed
nice.
it. Thank you for connecting this to me. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thanks for having me as well. Bye bye, Kavita. Take care.